It's always good to get out there on the first one and get a win. I always love learning from wins more than anything, but I want to start off by just talking about the crowd we played in front of. And it's a credit to our players because they built this thing to where the crowd is 1,700 plus, and it got loud in there, student section, the band. It was a great atmosphere, and if we didn't have the power outages yesterday and the video board would have worked, it would have even been better. But can't control Mother Nature, can't control referees. That's what I've learned in my time. So anyway, just really thankful for the turnout. I thought it was a lot of fun out there. Now, with that being said, really physical, and that is exactly what we needed because that's kind of how we built this group, and it's what we've asked them to do. It's how we've asked them to play, and they responded really well. A lot of respect for Coach Milton Jones. Clearly a great player. I think she's what's good about women's basketball, and I think she can coach wherever she wants to, and I really have a lot of respect for that staff and how disciplined and hard they play. So I feel good about this win. We've got a lot we can work on between turnovers, a little bit of rebounding, a little bit of execution, but it's a good start point.
And then Brady, what was it like today for you kind of waking up and knowing the first game was today?
30 years, it's never felt any different. I'm older, I'm uglier, I'm balder, but the same feelings. I mean, and when those go away, I'll probably go, I might need to do something else. But I woke up, it's like, it's basketball coach's Christmas. And I'm sure the players felt the same way because they've been a little bored, right, getting to this point, right, because they're competitors. They want to go play, and players always think they're ready before coaches. I would have taken 7 more years of practice to get us ready for this, but that's the good thing about it, right? So yeah, I mean it's awesome. You wake up, and I mean the first thing I did was look at the slate of games all day, and while I'm watching film and trying to get ready for this one, I've got that going in the background. It just seems like all's well now. It was super. And then I was interested to see the crowd because there's been a lot of buzz and there's been a lot of excitement and marketing and ticketing, and all the administrators have worked their tail off to get it. And so I was eager to see what it looked like, because usually it takes a little bit of time to, you kind of get through football and then basketball starts showing up and the crowd, but man, it was electric from the get-go, the band, and really appreciate them being there. The student section was out of this world. Couldn't have been better.
And for both the players kind of going off that, what was your emotions kind of leading up today and then obviously playing in front of a crowd like that?
Yeah, it's obviously exciting. I think also for both of us, this is our last go around. This is all we got, all of our eligibilities used up. So I think it does feel a little different, but it was exciting for me to play. I was telling Allie on like walking over here, it's like the atmosphere was incredible. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be. And just like this, honestly, the student turnout is better than most I've ever played in front of. So that was really exciting for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just going off what Lee says, it's always exciting to play on the home court, and been here for 4 years, so I mean, still get nervous. My heart was in my stomach today. Just like it was just a lot of nerves going, but yeah, it was super exciting, super fun, and again, the crowd turnout was amazing.
And then for Lee's coming to Ball State, obviously, what were your impressions of Ball State while you were at Michigan?
Yeah, so obviously, like I'm from the state of Michigan. You see, there's a lot of MAC schools in Michigan, so you kind of just grow up. Like I always followed the MAC. I have friends that play in the MAC, so I think for me, like you always notice kind of like the win column and like just the way that they play, and then also like when I was in the portal, like it was everything that I was looking for. Just physicality, being able to kind of like read and react in an offense, and just those are all things that I was looking for, and so just kind of just see it come to fruition today. Obviously, like it wasn't perfect, first game's out of the way, but yeah, it was great for me.
And then Brady, I know we talked about playing time a lot in our conversation preseason. I guess how have you gone about working that out, and what did you like from the different groups today?
No, I thought I stunk with some of my rotations, to be honest with you. And I think part of this early season for us is going to be figuring out like how to rotate through some of this. I think, you know, there was a moment there late in the game where we were playing on fumes. And part of that, like I kind of want to see what we got in our tank in that moment where we look that way. You know, I'm still new to coaching her, so she might look tired, but then all of a sudden she flies in and gets a rebound. I'm like, oh, she's good. You know, so I know she never gets tired, so I don't worry about her. But yeah, I don't like my performance with my rotations today. So I've got to be a little bit better there, and it's going to look different game to game. I just think there were some kids that maybe should have gotten a few more minutes that I've got to be better with. But we'll keep working towards that, and you know, it's one of those things you earn in practice, right? But I like the group as a whole lot, and so the only way for them to get better is to get out there. And I think they all trust each other, and whoever's out there, we trust that they're going to get the job done. So a lot of good stuff out there, you know, and we'll start figuring that part of it out. But our bench did pretty well today.
And Allie, kind of building off that with rotations, obviously leading the offense, what were you noticing on floor today?
I don't know. I just noticed that like everyone's playing hard, and after kind of like every dead ball or anything like that, we kind of gather up and just encourage each other and just be there and continue to push each other. But yeah, I mean, I think we're starting to get the hang of things and like being around each other, and practice does help, and the practice players do make us better. So I think we were kind of prepared today, and yeah, continue on.
And for at least that second quarter, obviously the best shooting percentage and the most points, obviously. Kind of what were you feeling of the momentum in that quarter?
I think that was a big quarter for us. Obviously, the beginning of the second quarter got a little choppy. But we talked about at halftime just how we responded, I think was really impressive, honestly. Like, we had a lot of things that did not go our way back to back to back. And I think just being able to kind of flip it around and then be able to, I don't know, kind of just build off of what we were doing. And I just thought I was able to build off of that.
And Maria, I know you talked about some mistakes today. I guess what are some points that you kind of stuck out to you that maybe looked a little clunky?
Well, we turned the ball over. So anytime you turn it over like that, it's going to be a little bit choppy. So we've got to do a better job with that part of it. And, you know, we'll watch film, and you got to give some credit to Old Dominion, right? I mean, they're good at doing that. It's how they play, and it's how they've always played. And so, you know, you can't just bemoan the fact that we turned it over. You got to give credit where credit is due, but it's something we definitely have to learn from. You know, I thought we competed really, really well on the boards. I'm disappointed that they out-rebounded us, but, you know, they got their backs against the wall and started going like gangbusters. So got to be a little bit better there. You know, we got to make our free throws. That continues to be a little bit of an issue for us. And then I'll look at the threes. You know, I think they did a good job guarding the three-point line, and they didn't want us to, you know, do what we normally do. But we don't have to win that way. You know, we can win a lot of different ways. And I thought our kids did a great job of slipping and back cutting and getting a lot of looks around the rim. And we knew we could hopefully do that, and I thought we executed that part of it pretty well. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff we can get better with, but, you know, that game was played at the top of the league level, right? That's how those are going to be. That was a conference game deal. So it's great.
I guess, Allie, what's it like to be figuring out and putting so many offensive pieces together?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's exciting just to see what we've been working on in the preseason and see how well that comes together, like in a real game, and just seeing our open options and everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, we're missing Maddie too.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, it's an all-conference kid that so much experience that is, you know, she's going to be back, but we got to do right by her and make sure that when she gets back, she's healthy. But it's only going to make us better, right? So, yeah, it's a lot of good stuff out there today.
And do you know a timetable for Maddie at all?
No, it's it's just one of those deals where you can't even worry about it. You just got it's got to be about Maddie, and it's got to be the best thing for her when she's healthy, and all the docs agree, and all the people way smarter than me get this thing figured out. And believe me, we all want her back, and she wants to be back, but you got to take care of yourself, and that's the most important thing.
And then last question for me. I noticed those 2 technical fouls were a little uncanny in the years past. How do you go about addressing those from here on? I wasn't sure what really happened.
Not well, and I'm not either. But here's what, I ain't the guy that is going to ever ask my team not to play with passion and not to take up for themselves, right? So if you get walked up on, we're not going to run into the locker room and I don't know what we're supposed to do. So now, I don't know exactly everything that happened, but you're going to get walked up on, let's go. I'd do the same thing. I mean, so we're not going to back down from that ever. So, and again, like Marie, she caught it and was probably getting mugged and swung her elbows and caught the kid, right? You don't want her to do it, but you don't want her to get wrapped up either. So it's just part of it. But no, it's nothing that. I mean, we will learn from it, like we'll learn from turnovers and we'll learn from rebounds, but we won't bemoan it. We won't apologize for it because, we're here to win too.
You guys had some good minutes out of the new transfer class with Lachelle starting in place of Maddie. So what did you like that you saw from her tonight?
No, it's these kids. We've talked about it a lot in the staff room. Like these 4 transfers, we feel like we went 4 for 4, which in the portal you don't really know how it's going to go sometimes. But we wanted to get bigger. We wanted to get more physical. We wanted to be able to go rebound with a team like we just played. We wanted to be able to get points in the paint, all those things, and we feel like we certainly addressed that. Lachelle being a guard coming in, you notice her motor. I mean, the kid competes. She plays hard. I think she appreciates the players she has around her and what they're about. And she's really enjoying the expectations that come with a program like this. And what you're seeing is kind of a result of that, the passion and the heart and the whole thing. So, I love that all 4 of these kids are here and chose to be with us. And I want to deliver for them. I want to give them the experience that I told them they were going to get. And I thought tonight was a great start.
Another newcomer, Zuri Ransom, came off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of minutes, but 2 really good buckets in those minutes. Can we expect to see more of her going forward?
Yes, I think we are excited about both freshmen, Zuri and Grace, and they deserve to play. They've worked and they played well in practice, and as both of these guys will remember back when you're a freshman, right, and that's your first game. That can be a little bit wide-eyed and holy cow, right? So I thought they both did well. It was good to get out there and break a sweat. Zuri got a couple to drop and competed, and a lot of good things to come from those guys. But the ceiling is so high for both those kids, and we're excited to have them. And they will benefit so much from having these 6 seniors in their freshman year to learn from and to understand what this thing is all about, because it's going to be their turn pretty quick.
For Allie and Elise, you guys, defense held them to, they had 24 turnovers and only shot 25% from the field. How much pride do you guys take in defending that well?
A lot. Honestly, we work on that. We work on it every single day. But I think also, to a certain extent, you understand that your defense created a lot of offense for us, and I think that's like one of the easiest ways to play. Like when you can force turnovers and create stops that are live ball, and you can just play off of that. It makes our lives easier, not having to play in the half court. And I think we took a lot of pride in that today, especially at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I feel like offensively, whether as a team, we always try to improve defensively as well. And just everyone's putting their body on the line, going after rebounds. I mean, Ree and Alex and literally everyone, all the guards in the post went after the rebounds today, and it's kind of what we emphasize in practice. And yeah, we just, I mean, again, for a lot of us, it's our last year, so we have to have it means everything for us.
Yeah, I got one for you, Allie. You see Marie have 11 boards tonight, 4 blocks, a steal. What kind of spark does that provide for you guys to have that kind of gritty player in her that's willing to sacrifice maybe not having as many points and just kind of playing that hard-nosed style that she does?
Yeah, I think this year she's really accepted her role and just being a person that's just going to put her body on the line, go for the rebounds, get blocks, make the right plays at the right time. I mean, I think she kind of knew this game for sure. There's a lot going on, and who doesn't like a game when you have 11 rebounds, But yeah, I think she's going to be a tremendous player for us in the future.